Between 235 and 285 AD, the Roman Empire experienced one of its most chaotic periods, marking the end of the long Pax Romana and the beginning of an era defined by rapid change, political upheaval, and a dramatic transformation of traditional power structures across its vast territories in ancient times. In this turbulent epoch, emperors rose and fell with breathtaking speed as military leaders, often proclaimed by their own legions, seized power, leaving behind a legacy of strife and short reigns that underscored the empire's vulnerability and signaled the disintegration of centralized Roman authority indeed. The empire's internal conflicts were mirrored by a growing disconnection between the military and the civilian authority, as soldiers began to prioritize personal gain and wealth over imperial duty, thus eroding the mutual trust that had once unified Roman society, creating a foundation for further historical transformation and future challenges. Facing both internal turbulence and external pressures, the Roman world was thrust into a period marked by relentless battles, daring military campaigns, and unforeseen challenges that reshaped cultural identities and left an indelible mark on the empire's long, storied legacy, igniting widespread passions and inspiring future generations across every community. Today we delve into this dramatic era with clarity and creativity, uncovering the intricate tapestry of events that reveal how ambition, betrayal, and visionary leadership combine to steer the fate of one of history's most influential empires, ensuring that each lesson resonates with modern audiences and sparks curiosity across time. This exploration invites viewers on a visual and intellectual journey, blending engaging storytelling with insightful historical analysis in a manner that is both educational and immensely entertaining, providing a refreshing perspective on the collapse and eventual restoration of imperial power, challenging our preconceptions while illuminating the path of change. The gradual dissolution of the Roman Empire during this period was driven by deep internal fissures, as power struggles between rival factions escalated and weakened the once robust central administration, allowing personal ambitions and military interests to overshadow civic responsibility completely, undermining unity while fracturing loyalty within the empire beyond measure. Internally, the political arena was a volatile battleground where generals, senators, and usurpers clashed openly, each maneuvering to secure power and control, while the traditional structures of Roman society slowly disintegrated amid rampant betrayals and shifting allegiances, causing the once unbreakable bonds of unity to crumble under internal conflicts swiftly. Citizens witnessed a stark transformation as loyalty shifted dramatically from the traditional larger empire to localized military leaders, a trend that created short-lived alliances and fostered an environment where personal enrichment took precedence over public service, sparking instability and redefining the core values of governance throughout Rome and future challenges. As fervor for personal glory overtook collective duty, the empire saw a proliferation of emperors, often chosen by their own armies, whose fleeting reigns were marred by internal dissent and continuous power struggles among rival military factions, destabilizing the central government while igniting further tensions across the realm beyond repair. The constant infighting not only distracted Rome from addressing external threats but also drained resources, undermining the empire's ability to maintain cohesive policies and a robust administrative structure necessary for long-term stability, further diminishing public trust as fiscal, military, and bureaucratic systems faltered under relentless pressure and resources ran dry. Amid the chaos, powerful military generals frequently exploited the disarray, using their legions as both shields and swords, and effectively redefining their role from mere protectors to dominant arbiters of Roman political destiny, transforming traditional power dynamics while setting a new precedent for military intervention in government affairs with vigor. These compounded internal crises eventually paved the way for an era in which the empire's identity was irrevocably altered, opening the door to dramatic changes that would redefine the political and cultural landscape of Rome forever, setting a transformative course marked by innovation, resilience, and enduring legacy for future generations. At the heart of Rome's disintegration lay a profound crisis of loyalty, as the professional soldiers now recruited mainly from distant frontiers no longer identified with the citizens they were meant to protect. Their allegiance shifted towards personal ambition and platoon solidarity over ancient civic duties while seeking better rewards. This erosion of traditional loyalty led to a culture where each victorious general was instantly declared imperator, their acclamation by soldiers an undeniable symbol of power, divorced from formal state institutions and rapidly reshaped the political order as traditional lines between military service and civil authority completely dissolved in time. The relentless ambition of several military leaders gave rise to a staggering number of usurpers, each eager to claim the imperial title and capitalize on the inherent chaos that prevailed amid a crumbling system, further intensifying the scramble for power as ambitious commanders exploited every opportunity in a disoriented state. In this climate of uncertainty, discipline among troops waned, and betrayal became routine, as once loyal soldiers turned against commanding officers in a bid to secure their own fortunes, while shifting allegiances, forming temporary alliances, and eagerly seizing every available advantage in the chaotic struggle for supremacy to claim lasting power. This drastic shift in military loyalty and leadership not only destabilized the central authority, but also paved the way for a series of rebellious movements that further fragmented the empire, fueling widespread unrest and inciting numerous local uprisings that challenged established power with unexpected ferocity while shaking the very foundations. Old institutions crumbled as the mutinous spirit spread, forcing Rome to confront the harsh reality that military might was rapidly superseding traditional governance in defining the fate of the state, prompting widespread introspection and dramatic reforms as the empire sought to regain control over its increasingly unruly legions with urgency. Outside the internal struggles, the Roman Empire faced a formidable array of barbarian invasions that exploited weakened defenses and disrupted the long-established order along its sprawling frontiers, as diverse tribes such as the Saxons, Franks, Goths, and Alamanni launched coordinated attacks that exposed critical vulnerabilities at the borders with precision. These barbarian groups, previously on the periphery of the Roman world, seized opportunities created by a distracted military and began penetrating provinces with brutal force and strategic cunning, overwhelming the frontier defenses and leaving a trail of disarray that signaled the collapse of centralized control in a potent, coordinated surge. The invasions not only sapped military resources, but also ignited panic among local populations, forcing communities to adapt quickly or face devastating consequences as news of relentless raids and the collapse of once strong garrisons spread swiftly, forcing even the most remote settlements to brace for impact amid overwhelming external aggression. The traditional Roman tactics and fortifications, once impenetrable, struggled to counter these multifaceted threats, as invading forces used both cunning guerrilla strategies and brute force to overrun poorly defended regions, revealing vulnerabilities in design that allowed agile enemies to exploit every breach and capitalize on chaotic warfare with ruthless precision. Rome's response to these invasions was hampered by its internal decay, resulting in delayed military reaction, scattered alliances with local tribes, and an overall inability to mount a unified and effective defense, which further compounded the empire's challenges by exposing systemic weaknesses in leadership and coordination beyond the realm's capability. Ultimately, the external assaults not only weakened Rome's territorial grasp, but also altered the cultural and political equilibrium, ushering in an era of transformation that redefined borders, identities, and the very philosophy of power with profound impact. During the reigns of Valerian and Gallienus, the Roman Empire encountered unprecedented challenges that tested the limits of its military prowess and administrative capabilities, plunging its territories into a state of near-constant turmoil, as internal rebellions and external aggressions destabilized established order and demanded swift, decisive military responses under pressure. Valerian's campaign in the east met with disastrous outcomes, where his forces were outmaneuvered by the Persian military, leading to his capture and a series of events that sent shockwaves throughout the empire, which not only demoralized his supporters, but also initiated a cascade of military and political crises swiftly. While Valerian struggled in the east, Gallienus found himself confronted with a plethora of challenges in the west, ranging from Gothic invasions to internal usurpations and widespread economic distress, forcing him to reorganize the military structure, reform administrative practices, and engage in continuous negotiations with rebellious regions to restore unity. Political fragmentation deepened as enemy forces exploited every gap in Rome's defense, forcing the empire into a defensive posture that challenged traditional strategies and required constant reassessment of military priorities, while simultaneously depleting essential resources and undermining public confidence in established governance systems, resulting in a prolonged and costly stalemate. Throughout these years, constant warfare, political intrigue, and economic challenges destabilized not only regional command structures, but also the very essence of Roman leadership and its centuries-old imperial traditions, sowing seeds of doubt among citizens and creating an environment where loyalty to the empire was tested daily with lasting consequences. Ultimately, the reigns of Valerian and Gallienus stand as testaments to an era of turmoil, where valiant efforts to secure the empire were met with both bravery and misfortune, reflecting the harsh consequences of divided power, the relentless pressure of wars, and an enduring struggle to preserve Roman supremacy indeed. Amidst the empire's internal collapse, regional leaders seized the opportunity to carve out independent realms, with the Gallic Empire emerging as an audacious experiment in localized governance, fostering a sense of identity separate from Rome, and establishing a political structure that mirrored, yet diverged from, traditional imperial norms with determination. In Gaul, Postumus capitalized on military successes and regional discontent to declare himself emperor, and his regime managed to secure territories in Gaul, Britain, and Spain, organizing local administrations, minting coins that celebrated Roman heritage, and reinforcing a cultural bond that resonated strongly with provincial identities while asserting bold independence. To the east, the city of Palmyra evolved into a powerful entity under Odeionathus, who skillfully repelled Persian advances and restored order in Mesopotamia, establishing a semi-autonomous regime that not only demonstrated effective military tactics, but also embraced cultural innovation and dynamic leadership decisively. The existence of these breakaway regimes underscored the shifting allegiances within the empire, reflecting not only military ambitions, but also the growing desire for regional self-governance and cultural expression, thereby challenging Rome's centuries-old monopoly on power and inspiring local leaders to envision an alternative, autonomous future that reshaped regional identities. Both the Gallic and Palmyrene regimes operated under the nominal authority of Rome, yet they effectively exercised independent rule, minting coins, establishing local senates, and creating symbols of eternal Roman grandeur, thereby asserting a dual legacy of resistance and cultural synthesis that resonated across diverse provinces and left lasting impressions. Ultimately, the emergence of these breakaway regimes not only revealed the vulnerabilities of central Roman power, but also laid the groundwork for a reimagined political landscape in the twilight of antiquity, catalyzing shifts in authority, inspiring future reforms, and redefining the parameters of imperial control. Aurelian emerged as a formidable military leader during a time when the empire was fractured, launching his campaigns with the singular aim of restoring order to the beleaguered Roman world, mobilizing legions, fortifying vulnerable borders, and ingeniously reorganizing disordered forces to confront both internal rebellions and external threats with resolve. His first major task was to clear Italy and the Danubian provinces of barbarian invaders, resulting in fierce battles where the emperor's strategies proved both inventive and ruthlessly effective, as his legions executed rapid counterattacks, decimating enemy forces while re-establishing Roman authority with unmatched speed, cementing his legacy permanently indeed. Aurelian recognized the futility of defending abandoned or decimated territories such as Dacia, thus strategically withdrawing settlers to consolidate defensive positions along the Danube, ensuring that every remaining resource and legion was optimally positioned to halt further barbarian incursions and secure the empire's frontier while reinforcing permanent military installations firmly. Focused on reconquering Gaul, Aurelian advanced into territories held by the breakaway Gallic Empire, engaging hostile forces at Chalons, where decisive battles led to the surrender of rival leaders. As his superior tactics, relentless determination, and brilliant coordination compelled the enemy to capitulate in a swift, orderly manner beyond doubt. In addition to military victories, Aurelian enacted significant administrative and economic reforms, addressing the debased coinage and reintroducing systems of governance that restored public confidence in the state by standardizing the currency, restructuring defense systems, and establishing a more efficient bureaucracy that could better serve the needs of its people effectively. Aurelian also re-established the cult of the unconquered sun, an innovative move that merged religious symbolism with imperial propaganda to reinforce his status as the savior of the realm, uniting spiritual devotion with political authority, thereby creating a powerful message of continuity and divine favor that resonated among the populace. Ultimately, Aurelian's campaigns and sweeping reforms not only reinstated the unity of a fractured empire, but also earned him the title Restorer of the World, serving as a timeless reminder that strength and vision can triumph over chaos and division indeed. In September 284 AD, the decisive appointment of Diocletian as emperor marked the turning point of an era replete with strife, heralding a structured shift in leadership that promised renewal for the embattled Roman state, as he introduced innovative reforms that redefined power dynamics and forged a path towards stability. Diocletian's rise to power was marked by a series of turbulent confrontations with rival claimants, as he consolidated his position through decisive military victories and strategic alliances, while reforming the administrative structure and dividing the empire into manageable units to streamline governance and fortify its frontiers with unmatched clarity indeed. Recognizing the unsustainable nature of previous administrative chaos, Diocletian introduced the Tetrarchy, a bold system that split imperial authority among 4 rulers to stabilize the sprawling empire, ensuring that each regional leader shared responsibilities, maximized local governance, and contributed to a unified strategy for security, thus forging a durable bond. The Tetrarchy not only reformed administrative practices, but also reallocated military and financial resources, enabling a more efficient response to both internal revolts and external incursions, as Diocletian ensured that new policies were strictly enforced, resulting in a significant restoration of order across the empire, thereby renewing loyal public support. Diocletian's administrative innovations, coupled with rigorous military campaigns led by reformed legions, curtailed the rampant anarchy and laid the foundational principles for a more resilient and structured state, modernizing the bureaucracy, restructuring defense systems, and promoting economic reforms that together revived the empire's former prowess while inspiring future generations profoundly. By instituting the Tetrarchy and centralizing administrative reforms, Diocletian set into motion a transformation that not only preserved Roman institutions but also redefined imperial governance for centuries to come, establishing a stable framework that balanced power, improved fiscal management, and facilitated a more coordinated military response against adversaries with excellence. In the final analysis, Diocletian's ascent and his sweeping reforms heralded the dawn of a new era, transforming a fragmented empire into a fortified and revitalized powerhouse that would influence history for generations, cementing a legacy of resilience, innovation, and unparalleled administrative strength that reshaped the destiny of Rome.